Hey guys, nice to be here. Setting up my camera here, and so I'm starting a new show. It's going to be called Sunday Conversations, and the main focus of the show is it's. One second here. Let me just make sure this camera's all set here. Here we go. So the main focus of the show is going to be whatever topics come up during the chat and whatever my current updates are, stuff I'm working on my in my life, and specifically on shieldheart.org. And good news, we have a new capture page I'm going to be working on. It's called yaymarriage.com, and it's a bit of a play on gay marriage, but it also, of course, encompasses every human being, whatever their orientation, people who have chosen love in their life. And when you're at the frequency, when you're at the vibration of love, you no longer want lust. I just placed a comment on somebody's page who was talking about all these things that they talk about in the dating world, and all these tactics, and how to present yourself as a masculine man, and how to how to interpret women's behavior. And simply speaking, the reason women may have a leaning attraction towards quote unquote bad boys is because those are people who know what they want, and that is more important to them than the woman. And so women want a man who's strong mentally and physically, but strong mentally in the sense that he's not like overwhelmed by his attraction to her, and he doesn't do everything for her, because women think more on their emotions. They make those types of decisions rather than logical, such as they like to talk about their issues, and that makes them feel better, instead of men who like to talk about issues in order to derive a conclusion or to come up with actual ideas or solutions. So because it's so women like to like the idea of a man who doesn't have that desperate energy of hoping that she'll like him or wishing she'll like him. And they say that it's impossible for a woman to love a man because she can't she because she does not have the ability to be committed to, I want to say, committed to like logical like goals. And maybe this is just the feminine, quote unquote. So maybe some women are very good at this if they're using logic, but logic is necessary. You can't base your decisions on emotion. And so decisions need to be based upon like shared goals. So you should decide to be with someone if they have the same goals as you, like the same values. And this is what is the principled man. And I think that this is the man that woman will be drawn to, the man who likes her because not because of her body primarily, but because of her shared values as you. And you got to think about it like, imagine if you're already married and this woman likes to eat the same things as you. She likes to do the same hobbies as you. She she has the same views on And this isn't to say that there are things that you won't do together, but just the essential things like fitness and daily maintenance of health, like, only eating certain foods and consumption of certain foods. Guys, a lot of people are, at least in the U.S., are not healthy, and so this should be an incentive to you to realize that, well, even if you're not don't have the most levels of wealth and attraction, that as long as you stay healthy, you're going to stand above. You're gonna rise above the. And I'd like everyone to be very healthy, and I also want. It's important to realize why you want marriage, and is it because you want children, and then ask why do you want children. Do you want children because you are hoping somebody will be, that they'll carry along your future values? I think the best reason to want children is because you want somebody who you want to perpetuate the human species, and you want to have children with somebody because you care about them. You care about how you care about the same values as them. See, the thing is to love and care for someone. It means you love and care for the commonly shared values and interests you have with them, and so it's a mistake, I think, to say that, oh, people care about somebody because they just like them or they feel good around them. No, you have to be around, if you're going to love someone, you should love them based upon that, oh, you know what, that we really care about each other, and we really want to go through the ups and downs of life together, and and then subsequently we want to raise children with similarly held values. And this may not mean that these children end up being of the same culture and lifestyle as you and your spouse, but this means that it's about you and your spouse. It's the raising of the children is about you and your spouse having the same values. And so so, but children shouldn't be raised to be forced to be have the same perspectives as their parents. That should be reserved for people who you consider to be a spiritual brother or sister, somebody who, and this term is used in religions like certain Christian and Muslim religions, this term of brother or sister. And what it means is, it means that even if you passed away, you would know that they would be perpetuating the same values that you hold. And so yeah, my streams, my upcoming streams will be every Sunday, and I'll be featuring, like, I'll switch the camera direction, and I'll be working on my websites a little, such as my new one, like I said, yaymarriage.com. It'll be a playful way for people to want to be married to, and it's, excuse me, the implication of yay marriage is an excitement for marriage, and I think it's understandable that that was lost because people have had unsuccessful marriages. And to me, that's when something doesn't work, it's because of a lack of preparation. And so I'll be giving some introductory ideas there on that, but at the end of the day, the yaymarriage.com website is only a capture page to send people to shieldheart.org, the organization that is designed for personal development and managing your own energies, techniques on that, and techniques on, again, preparing for and selecting the right person. And this is the most important decision, and it's also a decision that once you're ready, once you're financially and emotionally ready for marriage, it's a decision that you're going to want to make efficiently. You don't want to waste other people's time who potentially have other people who are more compatible with them. You want to, and you don't want to, you want it to be efficient. And so efficient means you're not going on dates, you're not being intimate, because that takes time. And furthermore, if all men prefer to have virgin women as a wife, then all men have to be virgins as well, because if the women are virgins, then the men have to be virgins. And even if it's the quote unquote alpha male, or the male who has preferred genetics and maybe financially successful, and so more women may be attracted to him, but if he wants to have a virgin wife as well, then he will have to not be intimate with, he'll have to perpetuate the culture of protecting women. Even my bands say that here. It says protect women on it, and then the Shield Heart logo. And so it's a culture. It's a whole approach of men celebrating and worshiping women. And the way that happens is by men avoiding premarital intimacy, because it would be lust based. Anything that's not a commitment would be lust based, and so we want to avoid that. And also, to worship the woman, you have to massage her, you have to give her oral sex, and you have to basically make her the woman, make her the one that you give all the compliments to, that you care about, that receives the sexual attention from you. Because I think men's have this culture of wanting women to pay attention to them, and they be the objects of affection, and the women compliment the men and their bodies. And yet we should, but the truth is that has to do more about power, like about a man wanting to have larger genitals so he can dominate a woman in bed, but that's more about power, and it's not about, but oral sex and worshiping the woman's flower is more about wanting a sense of peace and surrender to the woman. That's why a lot of, at least some guys, they won't orally pleasure a woman, because because it requires a surrender to the woman. And but to me, that's the only thing that makes sense, because to me, because we have realistic sex toys out there as men, that we can use. There are a good example is the brand Doc Johnson. They make a celebrity stroker, it's called, and they're just very realistic. And so, circling back to what I was saying in the beginning, the idea of the woman wanting bad boys is basically a woman not wanting to be around a man who seems desperate to need her to get off. And the way we do that is through, as men, is through self-intimacy, masturbation. And that allows us to not be dependent upon a woman. And so all that's left, if we're able to already achieve our own orgasms as men, what's left is to orally pleasure women, and that is something that I would want to do with my wife, but I would prefer that she not have been with any men before that, because, and I feel the same way about myself. I don't want to have been with any women either. And so this is my logic, and expect more streams like this. I'm aiming to, right now it's 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and so I'm gonna pick a time on Sundays to do the stream that's practical for everyone, including on the East Coast and the West Coast of the US. And yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing the streams. They may be, some of them may be subject specific, but generally it'll just be the Sunday show, and then people who comment in the chat, then we can pursue certain subjects. And then also I'll do stuff like edit my websites, or just talk theory, or maybe show us a feature part of my website as a little training, or ask people for input on how to improve it. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, and looking forward to doing a consistent Sunday show that can make people feel like there is a community of men who value marriage, and not in the context of like a Christian or Muslim religion, but even they may have interest in this show, but more of in the context of just the pure science and the logic of the best way to prepare for marriage and get married and have a peaceful life that's based upon, not the craziness of life, but just those who seek peace. So thank you guys. It's been nice to make time for this, and it'll help me to stay on track, help me to do my writings. I'm also preparing to do a TEDx talk on this, so during my live streams, I'll also be giving an update on how I'm doing with that, and applying to different locations in the US, and how I'm doing writing my talk. You guys can help me write the talk. I just happen to be the one doing it, but I don't want the credit per se. I want to share the credit with everyone else who has the same mindset and who's willing to help support me on this journey of promoting loving marriages. And more, what it really is it's promoting self-love. It's promoting men loving themselves, and not using a hedonistic approach of just using pleasure, like buying a bunch of stuff, like using drugs and alcohol, like using sexual gratification, all to fill a sense of what's missing in their life, when what the sustainable way to fill that is to just fill it with a sense of peace. And you get that as a result of having control over your life, which means managing your energies and your sexual energy. And you feel happy when you feel like you're in control of your life. And so that is through responsible behaviors, and not giving your passion and your money to women that you don't respect. Let me finish with a few, like mentioning what I found on, or what I posted on Facebook. Okay, so basically what I posted was, oh, here I want you guys to hear this. So
I have a theory as to why so many women are single nowadays and struggle with men.
Okay, so let's just watch this here. I'm about to end the stream, but I'm going to end it with this. I'm going to flip it around so you can see the computer. So here we go.
It's because...
So he has a proposition. This is the guy from Fresh and Fit. They basically say they want virgin women, but treat women poorly and unlovingly, and so they're not perpetuating the culture. Hey, Popo, thanks for the hello. I should try what on my... Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm streaming from my phone. So yeah, let's I'm going to react to Mr. Myron from Fresh and Fit here.
We don't have father figures and we don't have arranged marriages.
Okay, so he starts off about well, let's just hear the whole clip and then I'll analyze it piece by piece.
Typically, what I've realized is that when women are put in a position where they're picking the men, they make terrible decisions. Because since women are emotionally erratic and dictated by their emotions, they're going to go with the guy that can stimulate their emotions the best. Well, what stimulates female emotions? Well, we know this from psychology. It's men that are neurotic, men that have Machiavellian traits, and they're toxic, sociopaths, etc. Women are attracted to these traits because what does this outline? The bottom line is the guy doesn't give a fuck about the girl. Yeah. Women are attracted to men that don't give a fuck about them. However, the problem is that though this guy arouses you, he's not a good long-term partner. The nerd who pedestalizes you and makes you feel like a princess even though you don't deserve to be because you haven't done anything to earn that for that guy, right? You don't respect that guy because he's pedestalizing you for nothing more than the fact you have a vagina. But the toxic guy, he don't respect you at all, but you go ahead and you go with that guy because he's not pedestalizing you. I have a theory as to why so many women are single nowadays and struggle with men. It's because we don't have father figures and we don't have arranged marriages.
Okay, so the father figures in arranged marriages. So the benefit of having a father as a woman is that you're not you're with somebody, you're have the protection and guardianship of a man who doesn't want you just for intimacy. Women need to realize that most men are governed by their sexual energy and they just want a woman to have sex with. And they're not men of principles. They don't like I as attractive as some women may look, if they don't have the same values as me, like if they're not vegan, if they don't believe in marriage, if they like for example, one of my values is I have a disdain for all pets because I want to make women the center of my world, and of course just humans in general. And I don't think there's any room for pets. And by the way, pets are aggressive, and most of them, if they were large enough, they would hurt and eat people. So I don't like pets. I don't like anything about them. The smell, the noise, the anything. So So that's just an example. You may be fully disagreeing with me on all of my values, but that's not the point I'm trying to convey here. I just want you to know your values. I want you to have some self-assurance as to, you know what, I like this and I don't like this. And what'll happen is you let me see here. So what'll happen is when you outline those ideals, you come to a point in your life where it's like, you know, this is who I am, and you're not like hoping women will like you, but you're saying, you know what, this is who my wife is going to be like. She's going to have XYZ, you know, she's going to you know, you know, and also it may be useful or not. You don't want to be too specific in areas. You want to leave it open to the possibilities. But like, let's say you insist on a woman with certain physical attributes, then also that should be a list. But it's like, it's no longer a game of like, oh, you know, you hope when you're in public women will be attracted to you. No, it's like, you know who you are, and you know that okay, this, you know, this women are, you know, whatever they, as attractive as they are, unless they have these features, no, that's not my wife. So, and then okay, back to the video here. So
typically what I've realized is that when women are put in a position where they're picking the men, they make terrible decisions.
So what this is saying is that women are choosing men who emotionally stimulate them, and that the men who act like they don't care about them, but that's useful for women because they don't want to be around them, you know, in like biology, in like nature. A woman wouldn't want to be around men who desperately like needed and wanted and like you know, wanted her because she, yeah, because she, why is this? Because the man who seems desperate and needy couldn't do other things to protect her and be strong and like mentally strong to handle life's challenges. He would just like fall under the pressure of if she started telling him what to do and said, you know, and started to say like if she said that, oh, I'm not as attracted to you, and then that would like affect his mind and make him feel down, and she doesn't want a man who's reliant on her to uplift him emotionally.
Because since women are emotionally erratic and dictated by their emotions, they're going to go with the guy that can stimulate their emotions the best. Well, what stimulates female emotions? Well, we know this from psychology. It's men that are neurotic, men that have Machiavellian traits, men that are toxic, sociopaths, etc. Women are attracted to these traits because what does this outline? The bottom line is the guy doesn't give a fuck about the girl. Yeah. Women are...
So, and admittedly, a lot of the... And here's the thing, guys, like, these red pill shows, they talk a lot about men who are like like they talk about let's see,
are attracted to men that don't give a fuck about them. However, the problem is that though this guy arouses you, he's not a good long-term partner. The nerd who pedestalizes you and makes you feel like a princess even though you don't deserve to be because you haven't done anything to earn that for that guy, right? You don't respect that guy because he's pedestalizing you for nothing more than the fact you have a vagina. But the toxic guy, he don't respect you at all, but you go ahead and you go with that guy because he's not pedestalizing you. I have a theory as to why.
All right, so yeah, I'm going to end it with that, and do check out my website, shieldheart.org, and be sure to subscribe to, well, obviously you are, yeah, if you aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, be sure to do so, and yeah, hope to see you next Sunday. next Sunday we're gonna have some fun, and yeah, we'll be doing more. The live streams will be more like 2 hours because I'll be going into detail, and they'll be held at an earlier time. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks so much. Aloha.